guys, welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this reality chat. Let's just go ahead and get into this, because when I saw this on Love and Marriage DC with Ashley and Joy's husband Clifton, after her and Joy had their little, if you want to call it, conversation with each other, I just was not, I just wasn't liking it. And I want to share this little clip. And then I just want to share what this reminded me of.
Don't lean on. I can't lean. No. Where am I leaning this way? Come on. Can I lean this way? Is it okay to lean this way?
Act like a man.
It was a good conversation.
Act like a man.
Move forward.
Act like a man.
He's nothing but a man. We're not going to disrespect. He's not attacking our
Here we are with this grown-ass man getting in my face. And then when I call him out on it, it's, what did I do? Is this like Egyptian walk? Like, what is this? Is it neck rolling? I'm tired of petty one, and I'm tired of petty two. I can do without them.
We would never do no bitch.
What I do to you?
Come on, y'all.
You're a bitch. You're sick female on the show.
Sassy ass bitch.
You know,
Sassy.
I was sassy. Like, if I lean my shoulder, I'm sassy. But guess what? I guess this is sassy. You know what I'm saying? You can call me whatever you want. It's not going to hurt me, you know? But stay out of my face.
Y'all want to sit and smile at each other? I can smile too.
I can smile. I can definitely smile.
Tell them to get the out the suite. They can go.
Come on, then.
Thank y'all for inviting us. God bless. Good night.
I'm totally embarrassed right now.
Yeah, me too. And I feel like we back in high school right now.
We definitely just want to go home at this point.
Yeah, it's time to go.
We appreciate it all. The love.
Stop playing with me.
I like all of
At
it.
least we got all our drinks and our food.
I appreciate all that. I mean, this is childish to me. I can take all the hate from whomever. You can hate me. You can call me all kinds of names. And I'm going to still smile because it doesn't bother me that much. But I know who it does bother. Her.
It turning into what it turned into, I guess in a sense, wasn't really a surprise. But I'm just happy that everybody saw what I was kind of going through during the Christmas party, since no one else was in the room.
Well, I guess we both got kicked out this time. Oh, well.
We had a good time, though.
I did.
I had a great time.
So Fiona came over here. So.
Stop inviting me to it's going to get me kicked out.
All right, guys. So you heard that. Basically, when I saw that, it reminded me so much of Nene and Peter in Mexico. If you remember that season, whatever season that was, this was on the confrontation that Nene had with Peter was in Mexico was after Peter, in my personal opinion, he didn't do anything wrong. When Kenya had this masquerade ball and Nene was supposed to be honored or whatever it was, whatever Kenya was trying to do, which I felt was ridiculous as well. But Nene came in on her high horse and she's like, it's amazing how many people, like say I'm friends with them or whatever she said that just really didn't make any sense. And it felt weird and it was embarrassing. And so when they came out of the mansion and Peter was with Cynthia and Nene was with Greg, and Peter was like checking her, but not in a way that I felt like was inappropriate. I felt like he was trying to talk to her like, you say we're friends. I feel like we're friends. So I'm just trying to speak to you like a friend and be real with you and not sugarcoat to say your attitude was just nasty and it wasn't called for. It was just really ridiculous. And Nene was going back and forth with Peter and was like, well, this and that and the other. And it was weird. So when they had the trip in Mexico, this was after that event, Nene still had a grudge against Peter because she felt like Peter was being disrespectful to her or whatever. And then Nene had some things to say.
That's crazy to call somebody's husband a bitch. But we are talking about Peter. Check that, okay?
That was so inappropriate.
There's not even
There's another way, Peter.
You don't get involved in the women business.
You know there's another way.
Am I the only sane person in this room right now? Peter and Greg fighting is crazy. Greg, Nene. Yes, Sylvia, I hear you. Peter need to stay out of women business, honey. Turn into old chick, honey. Girl, bye. Greg. Listen. Will you guys both just listen? You guys are just upset. Listen. I completely understand how everybody feels, okay? I get all that. But we did not need to sit here as grown folks and sit and cuss each other out. We are friends, and if you were feeling some kind of way, you and Peter should have talked privately and just went ahead and squashed it. It was all coming from a good place.
Come here, man. Let me holler at you. Hold up, bro. Let me holler at you. Hold up, bro. When her and I were going at each other and I said I was angry at her, I never ever once called her outside of her name, bro.
Did I call you out today?
You told me I'm being a bitch.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm far from it. I am so far from it. I don't call people outside of their name.
I'm sorry, Peter. I didn't mean that you were a bitch. I mean you're acting like a bitch. Poor Cynthia. She looks like she doesn't know what's going on. She's got a contract with Nene to be her best friend, and it's her husband that's in the fire. So she's in a hard place.
I don't get in woman business.
I apologize, Peter. Listen, she said she apologized, okay? You know I love you. I just wish you had told me at another time in another place. And I'm sorry, okay?
The best thing would have been to do was just not do nothing. I had the situation. You took it from me.
So, yeah, that was another awkward situation where it was like a man may have been speaking to a woman, but he did not call the woman out of her name. I don't feel that the man was being disrespectful. Definitely was not getting up in the woman's face like they tried to make it seem. But when the woman is called out in some way and it's by someone that isn't a woman, then you want to take it to a different place to try to make it seem like the man was being threatening or intimidating, or you're trying to say that the man was disrespecting a woman. And Ashley, it was just wrong. It was so uncomfortable to sit there and see this man who, yeah, he is a big man, Clifton, but all he did was just kind of like do his head from side to side, pretty much like making light of the situation in terms of how Ashley was behaving. And it's like, oh, okay, you want to, do your head like that. I'm going to do my head like that too. But he did not call her out of her name. So her calling him, the B word and calling him a sassy B, it reminded me of Nene saying that Peter was acting like a bee. You need to stop acting like a damn bee. And it's like, whoa. And that was extremely triggering. And you heard Peter say, I may have tried to just check you to say that it was wrong the way you were acting, but I never once disrespected you and called you out of your name. So Ashley and women in general, you just need to be okay with understanding that if you are out of line and out of order, and a man is saying something about it, but he's not calling you out of your name, he's not being disrespectful, he's not calling you the B word, a whore, whatever, you need to stay in a woman's place or anything like that, that would be deemed as extremely disrespectful, or a man being over a woman in a sort of way like that. You need to be okay with being checked in a way and not just saying, well, nobody's going to say anything to me unless they're a woman. Because the way she was acting, this is my suite, you all can get out of my suite. It was just so uncomfortable. And then, of course, her husband wasn't there at the time. And I have no problem with her husband supporting her, being there for her. I love it when I see a husband that is there for their wife and standing up for them. Right or wrong, I mean, yeah, but also, if she's wrong, you don't have to really check her to be, I'm the man and you're my wife and you're gonna, no, I'm not speaking in that way, but just in a loving, calm way, even if that person isn't calm, to say, babe, this ain't it. Let's just calm down. Let's just squash this. Let's, move on, or let's leave, or whatever, but not, you having to shut her down in a way, if you will. So I was extremely uncomfortable seeing that. And when someone like Ashley and going back in time, Nene, being in this place of feeling like, I'm just going to be honest, feeling like they're the star of the show, getting the big head, and you always feeling like you're right, you're not listening to reason. When you just believe that you're always right, you're not listening to reason. So you're going to blame Arena and say she's taking sides and she's more friends with Joy than me. And I thought we were friends. And it's just like, Arena was like, this is uncomfortable and it's so unnecessary and it's childish. And she's right.
Is this. She was already upset. And she beelined and was talking to him like she speaks to her husband.
Nice talking to you.
You can get your coat and leave again. No, yeah, you can. Because again, this is my suite. Well, this is my husband's suite. No. He told me to go to the She won't answer no questions I have. And so I'll ask him for you too. Everything you want to say. I'm 15.
Clifton didn't break the plane of the physical space. You feel what I'm saying?
And I do remember you coming in between Clifton and Ashley.
Yes.
But what set her all the way off was when he did. She said something like that, and then he said...
He repeated what he did.
What did you say? I don't even know.
No, she was like this.
Oh, so
I didn't say I was like, that's all you got or something like that.
Yeah.
That's it? You done?
You have said, I'm so jealous of Joy.
I'm trying to figure out what your problem is.
Wait, back the up. Let's do that real quick.
I can't lean.
No.
Oh, what if I lean this way? What if I lean this way? Can I lean this way? Is it okay if I lean this way? I'm just asking a question.
And that probably
Then she went to 1,000.
So if somebody's giving you what you giving them, that's disrespect?
What was displayed in that suite was total disrespect. I don't care who you are. I don't care who your husband is. What you will not do to anybody is call another man a sassy ass bitch.
Sassy ass bitch.
I mean, Ashley was the one calling me names, and I'm being disrespectful.
When I spoke to Quick, he said, what happened? Because he said he disrespected her. I said, nah, he was being sarcastic with her right back to what she was saying to him. And he was like, all right, cool.
That's
What
it? All
happened?
he said was, all right, cool.
He did say, Ashley said, I need to handle him or something.
Yeah.
The next time I talked to you, you said he called you, threatening you and all this other
Well,
stuff.
it wasn't, I'm not saying he went hard, but the basis of it was, you know, you disrespected my wife. And I'm like, well, how? Disrespect in my book is, if I called out her name, I didn't call out her name. I didn't raise no hand. I said I matched the energy with sarcasm. That's all it was. And he said, okay. And he was like, well, you know, because I was talking to Ashley and like, we got to figure out how we're going to handle this. And I'm like, okay, well.
Yeah.
How we gonna handle this?
I love Ashley to death like a little sister, but Ashley has a big personality. Quick is my man, but Quick, you have got to start addressing your wife's behavior.
So for Quick to just jump on Ashley's side and just say, oh, okay, what you say goes. When you had numerous other witnesses that said otherwise, she has to take accountability for something. And right now, she's not doing that. It's not right.
The bottom line is Ashley was wrong. Just like she was wrong at the Christmas party. She was wrong in the suite.
If I disrespected her, I'd man enough to say I disrespected her. Like, I'd be like, you know what? I disrespected her. My bad. I think, you know, we were drinking. Whatever it was, I'm man enough to own up to what I've done. But I didn't disrespect her.
And if you did disrespect Ashley, all of y'all would have saw it. Y'all would have heard it.
You're supposed to believe your wife, right? So I get that part. However, looks like to me, he doesn't hold his wife accountable.
Do you think Quick is like aware of like how Ashley treats people? Because, you know, he's kind of like conveniently gone when things pop off.
Of course he is. He's been married for how long?
He probably learned his lesson not to address that.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I feel like the situation with you and Quick is he wasn't there and he's basically ride or die for his wife.
I get that, and you should be. But if you have, but if you have witnesses,
not to mention you know your wife.
I hate that this even happened. Like, how did we even get here?
It's too much.
Ask Ashley. I'm thinking that y'all can have a conversation.
No, I'm tired of that.
Enough. Even if that conversation is had, like, it's still bad blood, right? So what's going to make the bad blood go away? Like, I don't know if it's a Band-Aid thick enough to catch all that blood right now. It's going to take some time. Like you said earlier, it's going to take time.
That's a good point.
Listen, you heard all of that. And it was hard for me not to sit there and laugh, because if you watched the episode and you saw the the women were supposed to be dressed up like their husbands, and the husbands supposed to be dressed up like the women, and so it was weird sitting there seeing Jamie dressed, sitting there propped up with supposed boobs and a belly. So like, do you see Arena with a big fat belly? Like, that to me, that was, first of all, that was shady. That was ridiculous. And just seeing him sitting there wearing that wig with these boobs hitting his chin and a belly, I thought that was just ridiculous. So it's hard for me to take him seriously, but I try not to look and just listen. But with that being said, yeah, there is no need for Joy and Ashley to sit and have a conversation, because the blood is just dirty right now. And I cannot understand, and I don't even think Ashley understands it, even if she's getting therapy, her writing a book and a self-help book or motivational book, and then you're acting like this. She needs some healing. She needs some therapy. She definitely just needs some help. And I am all for a husband standing up for their wife, like I just said. But I believe even her husband is afraid of her. Because if you've seen the previous scenes where she's confronted him, he's just not somebody to really... I'm not saying he needs to be forceful, but he's not very commanding when it comes to her. And she goes there with him in ways where he's just like, I don't even want to deal with it. So the dynamics there are just awkward. But anyway, with that being said, yeah, seeing Ashley in that way and calling Clifton a sassy ass bitch, and seeing that just reminded me of Nene and how she was talking to Peter and telling him that he needs to stop acting like a damn bitch. And I just was like, in both instances, both of them were wrong. And unfortunately, in the past, a lot of people wanted to be on the side of Nene to say, yeah, because Peter's always in women's business. Multiple things can be true at the same time. He could sit there and love to indulge and interject and act like he knows everything. And he absolutely did do that a lot. But in that circumstance, he wasn't wrong. He did not call Nene out of her name. He was telling her, look, this was an event that was honoring you, and you just came in with a nasty attitude, and it just was not a good look. It didn't look good. Nene did not like to be called wrong. So she got upset with that. So it was like, how dare you, the audacity of a man to speak to me. Cynthia, you need to check your husband. And Peter, you need to stop acting like a damn bitch. It's just like, what? I didn't think that was right back then. Still don't to this day. And just seeing that scene, it just really reminded me of that scene from The Real Housewives of Atlanta back in the day. So guys, let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comment section. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.